Gator Talk, presented by Dreamfinders Homes on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Regular movement is key to so many health benefits. Aim for at least 10,000 steps a day. Decide to only take the stairs if you're walking less than 6 floors. Never park in the first 10 spaces of the parking lot. Walk during your work breaks. Get up 10 minutes earlier in the morning and take a short, brisk walk before the chaos of the day starts. There are so many easy ways to stay active. Let's get moving, Jacksonville.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Gator Talk is brought to you by Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, the law firm of Farah and Farah, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Gas.com/rebates.
It's Thursday night, and you're tuned in to Gator Talk, presented by Dreamfinders Homes. Once again, here's Sean Kelly.
Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Florida Gators. And, of course, the LIU game now just a little over a week away. That game is presented by Regions Bank. Of course, we'll have the commemorative cup. I gave you some of the notes earlier about halftime fireworks, Billy Donovan, just the buzz that'll be around campus next week. I do want to encourage you to take a look at this express entry thing. I was with some of our fans, a good number of them in Jacksonville yesterday. I asked them, I said, what can we do better for our fans? And it was, I mean, they kind of hemmed and hawed about it. They were happy with a lot of things. They said, you know what? Getting in and out on football Saturdays is really the thing that, if that could be improved in some way. Sure enough, here we are. We're going to talk about express entry to start the season, so give it a shot. It's really easy to get engaged with it, and it's not a scary thing. Steve Egan is back, as I mentioned, this year as our producer and engineer here at Gator Talk. He works with me with football and basketball. Steve, it's great to have you back. This is year number...
Number 30.
Number 30. His 30th season with the Florida Gators and the Broadcast Network. And you look as fresh as ever, my friend.
Thanks.
Yes, and was going to compete in the national championship for triathlon, and the flooding that happened in Milwaukee wiped out the competition. But my man spent all of his year and the summer getting qualified for that. So congratulations.
Thanks. Appreciate
to
it.
me, you are a national champ, without a doubt. So with that being said, a couple of other reminders real quick. As we mentioned, soccer is in play tonight right now, and then they're back in action on the 24th at 7 o'clock to take on North Florida, the Ospreys. Spend your Sunday evening with the Gators, and, of course, yard games and balloon animals. So big family day at the Diz, and free admission, so don't forget that's on Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, my St. Louis Cardinals are really awful this year, but they'll be just down the road. They're actually starting a series with the Tampa Bay Rays tonight. Todd Golden will be throwing out the first pitch at Sunday's game between the Cardinals and the Rays. I texted him the other day. I said, you must throw it from the rubber, and it must be a strike, or I will heckle you all the way until we open the basketball season. So that's on Sunday. That's UF Day. It's a part of UF Day at the ballpark on Sunday, so kind of keep that on your radar screen, especially if you're going to head down that way as well. Next Thursday night, we begin with Billy Napier. As we mentioned, Coach Napier will be with us each and every game week on Thursday nights, and we're going to do it the same way we did last year, where we'll also bring in a select player each week. We've done that now the last 2 years, I think, and it's really proven to be something that our fans and those who come join us live really enjoy, pictures and autographs, and we get to kind of hear more of the story. And there are some great stories with regard to this football team. And again, I was in Jacksonville yesterday, and I just want to share with you all. I'll tee up the conversation for next week by saying this. This is the most complete team that Napier's had yet. And that's speed, strength, depth, all of that as they head into the schedule. All right, one last number to draw here. A Billy Napier autograph football for Let's see. We did that one. Hang on. Here we go. 4774. 4774. More winners coming next week, of course. We'll have some more giveaways as well, right here in the front row. Congratulations. Thanks again to Dream Finders Homes. Thanks again to Regions Bank. And we'll talk more about their sponsorship of Game 1 next week. Remember, it's Gator Talk, and it is the official start to a home football weekend, so we'll do it at 7 o'clock next week. Alex Bauer, Master Control. For Steve Egan, I'm Sean Kelly. Thanks again to Scott Strickland and Spencer Thomas tonight. We'll see you next time here on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Listening to Gator Talk, presented by Dream Finders Homes, building throughout Florida, official home builder of the Gators. Tonight's show has also been brought to you by UF Health. At UF Health, we believe human progress has no finish line. Visit humanprogress.ufhealth.org to learn more. Meldon Law, official injury and accident law firm sponsor of the Florida Gators. We won't back down. Hellman's Real Mayonnaise. Do dip with Hellman's and do no wrong. And by Wells Fargo, official retail bank of the Florida Gators. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Gator Sports Network.
Chelsea here from Renewal by Andersen. You've seen and heard our ads where I talk about Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fiberx material, twice as strong as vinyl, incredibly energy efficient, and custom built to fit your home perfectly. But if you haven't reached out yet, August only, Renewal by Andersen is offering triple savings. $300 off every window, $825 off every patio door, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Schedule your free consultation today at bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Here's what the car insurance companies may think they know after a car crash. They know you probably don't know what your claim is worth, or how to calculate pain and suffering, lost wages and future earnings, current and future medical expenses, or diminished value to your car. But guess what? We do. And if we don't win your case, you owe us nothing. For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Jacksonville.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL, home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Friday night lights have been shining all over the First Coast. This is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights. Trained by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now it's time to break it all down. Here are your hosts, Ryan the Hacker Green and Dylan Denmark.
And for the 19th year here on 1010XL, we welcome you under the Friday Night Lights. 1010XL and 92.5 FM, week 1 of the high school football regular season. And we are glad you are with us. With Dylan Denmark, the Hacker Ryan Green with you. Denmark, glad to have you in studio this year, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. Week 1 football season's here. You know, college football starts next week. The NFL's in a couple weeks, but football season in the state of Florida starts right now.
Let's get a complete scoreboard update right out of the gate. A couple of good ones here in week number 1. Oakleaf 23-14 over Riverside. Oakleaf was down 7-0 in this game. Riverside did establish themselves early, but Oakleaf has taken a 23-14 lead into the fourth quarter. Menendez 23-7 over Sandalwood. Dylan, probably the game of the night right now is Ed White Trinity Christian, a back-and-forth battle on the west side. That's a part of town you know an awful lot about.
I do.
Ed White 28-21 over Trinity Christian late in the third quarter.
That's it would not surprise me if Ed White wins that game. Ed White is very big and physical up front. They have a couple of good running backs. It would not surprise me if they win that game 28-21 third quarter right now. And to give you an update on Oakleaf Riverside, Oakleaf got a pick with under about 3 minutes in the game. So I think Oakleaf has pretty much won that game over Riverside.
Yeah, Oakleaf will be again running out the clock. We'll have Christopher Foy, the head coach of Oakleaf, hopefully coming up in a little bit once that game does go final. I just left the Channel 4 studios. We started our venture with them tonight with the Friday Night Lights on the Channel 4 and the 1010XL streaming platforms. Their game of the week was in St. Johns County, Nice and Ponte Vedra. Not surprised how good Nice looks, but I'm a little surprised, Denmark, at how dominating Nice is over Ponte Vedra. 31-7, the Panthers over the Ponte Vedra Sharks now in the third quarter.
Yeah, Nice a year ago, they were, according to the FPI ranking that the FHSA uses, Nice was the number one team in the state. And before they got bounced by Oakleaf in the second round, I wonder how much of that talent they retained from a year ago. It looks like they got a lot of those guys coming back this year, and they'll likely have another talented squad this year.
Fleming Iowan over Clay, 14-0. Welcome back to Tom McPherson as the head coach in the area. Head coach now at Fleming Iowan as they lead Clay 14-0. Atlantic Coast over Terry Parker, 34-12 in the second half. Let's see, Fernandina Beach, 35-6 over Hilliard. And Mandarin has pulled away from Creekside. It was close at the beginning, but right now I got Mandarin 29-7 over Creekside beginning the third quarter.
Yeah, Mandarin's going to be a good team this year. They're loaded. A lot of places at receiver. Bryson, the receiver that we all know about, that had the catch in the flag football championships a couple weeks ago. And they got a couple other All-Americans at a couple other positions. So Mandarin's going to be another good team this year.
One of the longest running rivalries in the state of Florida, St. Augustine, 28-0 over Palatka. Another big-time rivalry, one you're very familiar with your workout at Baldwin. Two of your biggest rivals, Bradford and Baker County. I know you've been watching that. A defensive slugfest, 10-0 Bradford County as Baker County welcomes in a new head coach.
Yeah, they're at the half right now. Baker gets a new head coach. There was a lot of talk about Jamie potentially leaving Bradford, going back to Baker. It did not happen. Bradford, I can tell you, last year they kind of had a rebuilding year last year. They're going to have a really good team this year. Coach Jamie and his staff, they put together a lot of good kids. And it would not surprise me if they make a regional final in 2A this year.
Week one, Denmark, of the Friday Night Lights, you'll look for teams that are making statements. We'll see what happens as we get deeper into the night. Again, we're starting a little early because Bowles played last night. Bishop Kenny is off. Normally, we won't come on this early, so a lot of games are still going on in real time. I think University Christian is making a statement. They're playing Newberry.
Okay.
All you need to know about Newberry, they beat Bradford twice last year in the regular season and in the playoffs. University Christian 20-14 over Newberry at the half.
Yeah, I think Newberry, I know last year they had two interior defensive linemen that went to a D1 school. I think one was at one point in time committed to Miami. The other one was committed to Ohio State. I think that both those guys graduated. Regardless, that's a pretty good lead for University Christian. Newberry was in a district last year. They're in the same district, Newberry, with Palatka, and there's another team, Bradford. So it's Newberry, Bradford, and Palatka all in the same district. All three of those teams made the playoffs last year. That'd be a nice one if UC can hang on to win that game.
It is officially a final. Oakleaf 23-14 over Riverside. So Oakleaf does get the victory. They were on the road, so we'll let Christopher Foy talk to his team a little bit. We'll hopefully get him on the bus heading back to what I imagine will be a very happy Oakleaf campus coming up here in hopefully the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. Last night here on 10:10 a.m., the Bowles Bulldogs kicked off their year. We're actually going to have Matt Toblin, the head coach of Bowles, coming up here in less than 10 minutes. Go down to Miami to take on Monarch. That's Calvin Ridley's alma mater. And Bowles takes care of business in a big way, a dominating performance. I think the final was at 34-15, and I'm not even sure it was that close, to be honest. Really good performance on the road for the Bowles Bulldogs to begin the year.
Yeah, Naeem Burrows might have had one of the plays of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it. I'm sure you did. If you just type his name in on Twitter, you'll pull right up probably. He caught a tunnel screen. I think he made like 8 guys miss. Bowles, another good team. They got All-Americans all over the place. They got guys going to Ohio State, Clemson, Naeem going to Clemson. And a 5-star DN that's only a sophomore. He's already a grown man. So expect Bowles to be practicing on Thanksgiving morning.
Justin Barney and I were talking about this on the Channel 4 simulcast that we did earlier this evening. There is a better chance than not that Bowles at some point in December is going to have to travel to Miami in the state playoffs.
Yep.
Whether that's in the state semis or maybe even earlier, who knows. But I love what Matt Toplin did, the head coach of Bowles. All right, we're probably going to have to go to Miami at the end of the year. Let's begin our year in Miami, taking that same road trip to get confidence about being able to win in South Florida.
Yeah, and they took the philosophy. They played Thursday night. They went down there Wednesday afternoon. I had to know because Tony Smith, that was with us on the radio station, he traveled with the team, and apparently they went to Dave & Buster's the night before, and they were telling the kids to keep moving around. Don't be stagnant. Coaches can either travel the day of and go, travel 6 hours down 95 and play the game. That's tough on kids. You're stagnant for a long time and having to go play, any team, regardless if it's, probably usually a high quality team, down in Miami. That's pretty good for Bowles to get a pretty good win week one to start their year.
You played high school football in this area. You were on the coaching staff at Baldwin here in our area. So this is your bread and butter, high school football. Week one, the beginning of the year. Is it like in the NFL and college where we always hear that defense is ahead of offense to begin the season?
Yes, and especially tonight with the weather the way it is. Like Baldwin had a lightning delay in the middle of the second quarter. I know St. Augustine Palatka was pushed back to 7:30. So, it's typical Florida, thunderstorms all over the place. But, yes, defense is usually ahead of the offense. It takes time to, build some chemistry. Not so much with your quarterbacks and receivers, but with your offensive line and being gap sound and knowing what you have to do up front.
If you have a score to report, a final score to report, feel free to hit us up on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. We'll be happy to get that score out. Again, a lot of games still in progress. The Duval County Public School games that began at 6:30, those finals will begin rolling in. Again, the first one is officially in. Oakleaf, a 23-14 winner tonight over Riverside. This is what the scoreboard looks like right now. Ed White, 31-21 over Trinity. So Ed White has added a field goal.
Yes.
They're now up 2 possessions on Trinity. Menendez, 30-7 over Sandalwood. I know the thought that Sandalwood, they've lost like 20 games in a row. It's been bad times there. They're starting to get their footing back a little bit. People think Sandalwood may win a couple of games this year. Clearly not the start they wanted with Menendez coming in there and being up 30-7 right now.
Sandalwood's coach is not from the area. I forget. I think it was somewhere up north. I think it was like Ohio maybe. It was somewhere around there. And it's tough. Everybody that's a head coach here, is more than likely from the area. If not, they know the area well. And for you to win in high school football now, you have to have relationships with parents and kids for you to bring them in the program. And it's tough. If you're not from the area and you become a high school football coach, to become successful right away, regardless of what school you're at.
Again, maybe the most impressive performance of the night is in St. Johns County. Nice 31-7 over Ponte Vedra. By the way, we had the TV broadcast of that because Channel 4 had all their cameras out there. That place is packed. You want to talk about Friday night lights and doing it right on opening night. It's not going Ponte Vedra's way right now. The game is at Ponte Vedra High School, but there were thousands of people there. That's what it's like at most of those St. Johns County schools. But Denmark, watching that on television, that was very, very cool to see.
Yeah, all the St. Johns County schools, they do an excellent job of packing the house. I know it seems like they've done that like this for a while where like anytime they pan a camera to the student section's always like packed out.
Yeah.
Every time, regardless of what school it is.
No, it was fun to watch. Fleming Island 14-0 over Clay. Bartram Trails on the road against Sumner, the Stingrays. I don't know a lot about them, but they must be pretty good. They lead Bartram Trail 20-7 right now in the third quarter. Atlantic Coast is going to beat Parker, it looks like, tonight. St. Augustine up big on Palatka. Fernandina Beach up big on Hilliard. Inglewood and Baldwin. Talk about your boys. What are they doing right now?
It was 14-3 at the half, and Baldwin leads 21-3. Started at 7 there, and then there was a lightning delay in the middle of the second quarter. So a little pushback, but looks like Baldwin boys are taking care of business right now.
Quickly, Yulee Union County tied at 7. That surprised you?
Yes. Yulee is very physical up front. I know Union, They got a new coaching staff. The Union coach is now at Baker County, is now the DC. I'm surprised at that score right now because Yulee, it feeds to what they want to do, which is run the ball and run behind their big physical offensive line. So we'll be interested to see what that score goes on as the game goes on.
We're off and running. Year 19 under the Friday Night Lights, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Friday Night Lights, we are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning with Dylan Denmark, the hacker Ryan Green with you. Let's start lining up Victoria's head coaches. We'll hear from Matt Toblin, who got a victory one night ago. Oakleaf is already a winner. We'll try to track down Christopher Foy. A lot to do. We're ready to 11 o'clock, Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. Week 1 under the Friday Night Lights.
He's our Big Mac.
Woo! It's Smash Mouth football, baby!
Tom McManus brings his big opinions to Jaguars Today.
Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantling, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Cigar smokers, mark your calendars. On August 22nd, 3 to 7, join us at Cigars International Superstore at the Town Center for an epic Oliva event. Meet Ralphie Solar from Oliva. Grab exclusive deals on Oliva boxes and sip drinks at our full bar. Relax in our indoor and outdoor lounges with TVs. Don't miss this smoking good time. This Friday, August 22nd, 3 to 7 p.m., Cigars International Superstore, Jacksonville at the Town Center.
Jacksonville is my hometown and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacressporting.com.
If you're playing fantasy football, you might want a little help. Get 1010XL's Fantasy Football Draft Guide with in-depth player bios and the top 32 rankings at every position. Get the guide at 1010XL.com and on all of the 1010XL social channels.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is the Friday Night Lights postgame, presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Yes, it is, and we're glad you're with us under the Friday Night Lights, 1010XL and 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark, the hacker Ryan Green with you. Denmark, it's always emotional 19 years in to see who the first coach will be with us under the Friday Night Lights. Well, this was easy because this guy was under the Thursday Night Lights last night down in Miami, Florida, and Bowles goes down there and gets a big victory, a little Jacksonville bragging rights. And Matt Tobe, one of the Bulls Bulldogs, joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much, and it's an honor to be first.
Hey, Coach, I have no doubt we will be talking to you a lot this year, would be my expectation. First and foremost, you must be very pleased. A 5-6 hour trip down I-95. You guys go down there and you take care of business.
Yeah, yes, sir. We're extremely proud of our kids, but also, like, I would have to put a pub in for, the Broward County Challenge, the group that organizes this. It was an unbelievable first-class experience. They were so organized. Like, our kids got to go down and they were eating at nice restaurants and staying at a hotel at the beach. And they put down a really, really, really cool event. And it's going to, obviously, we were one of the undercards, but, they're going to end up with, on Saturday, Mater Day versus St. Thomas Aquinas. And it's all kind of organized by the same group. And they really did a great job.
Matt Tobe, one of Bowles. Look, Coach, obviously, you're no stranger to traveling to South Florida in the playoffs. I'm sure you kind of had that thought in the back of your mind. Maybe you got to do this in December. This is a nice test run to do it to begin your season.
No, and that was a huge part of it. Like, let's go down to South Florida in an ideal world where, we're playing a South Florida team, or we're making the trip down to South Florida late in the season in the playoffs, and that getting used to that environment, getting used to the types of players we're going to see, getting used to the travel, like all of those are things that we try to gain and learn from early in the season.
Hey, Coach Dylan Denmark here. Your quarterback, Jaden Weatherly, I believe it is, number 4. Tell us about him and what he was able to do. I saw a couple of plays he made last night running with the football. I believe he's a new quarterback, is he not?
He is. And he, and what I would say is like, I think one of his major strengths is just how calm he is all the time. Like, it doesn't matter the situation. He is he is always under control, always within his pose, always trying to do exactly what we told him to do. And there's a lot of times you're lucky, as a play caller when you have a quarterback like that, because, you're in bad situations and he calmly just doesn't make a bad play and scrambles and keeps the play alive. And he got us out of bad situations, but also, delivered the ball, obviously, to Naeem Burrows and to Corbin. Those guys make his job easy. Naeem taking a hitch and breaking 12 tackles on his way to a touchdown.
Yeah, we saw
makes
it.
He makes everybody's life easy. But he has been really, really, really special for us, not just with his legs, with his arm, but the biggest one is his mind and being such a mature quarterback.
Final moments, Matt Toblin, the head coach of Bowles. They were victorious one night ago. Coach, at High School Media Day, look, in the past, Bowles has had a lot of guys come in to get your attention. That was the case this year. You had 4 kids there, 2 Ohio State guys, Caldwell and Fordham. You had, obviously, Burrows going to Clemson, and J.J. Sparks is a man on the offensive line going to Miami. Just talk about those 4 young men, 4 of the best players, not only in the area, but in the entire state of Florida.
No, and that's the thing about it. I mean, look, they've all had impact since their freshman year. JJ was a starter as a freshman. Simeon was a rotational guy as a freshman and ended up playing a bunch of snaps. Naeem started as a freshman. Corbin rotated in as a freshman. And so all of these guys have meant so much to Bulls football over the last 4 years. And their development is finally getting into their senior years. It's not just about them as players, it's them as people. It's the impact that they have on others, their leadership, how great they are, their calming influence, like all of those things that help you win football games, and they have those things in spades. And so, yes, the recruiting pundits will tell you how good of football players they are. Like, I will stand on a table and tell you how good of people they are and how much they mean to our team outside of just what they do on the field.
You're with Naeem Burrows every day. You see him in practice, and you've seen him since he was a freshman. When he makes a play like he did last night, does it still surprise you, or are you like, nah, it's just Naeem?
No, I mean, it really is like, why didn't we just do that all game? There are times, and look, we knew right away when he showed up. We had my favorite Naeem Burrows story is he's a freshman. It's the summer. He's been on campus for a week. And I'm coaching defense at the time, and we have an outside linebacker who's a senior who's played a lot of ball, has played the state championship games. And I am just all over him about why can he not get a jam on this little freshman receiver out here? And he looks at me at one point frustrated and says, "Coach, I'm trying. I can't touch him." And at that point, we knew, look, this kid is beyond special. And that he never ceases to amaze me. I don't have any wow moments just because everything he does, you're just like, yeah, I expect to see that from him.
Ryan Wolf of Middleburg, 60 seconds away. Coach, final thought. Big win last night, and you get Trinity Christian next week. There is no rest for the weary at Bowles High School, is there?
No, sir, and that's the way we want it. We're going to go Trinity, and then we're going to go St. Augustine and BK and Oak Leaf, and our goal is to find out how good we can be and try to mimic what it's like to go on a playoff run, and you win one and you celebrate. But guess what? You got another one next week that's just as hard, and so we're hoping to prepare for what's next.
Well, it wasn't just Bowles over Monarch last night. It was Jacksonville over Miami. Little bragging rights for Northeast Florida. Matt Toblin of Bowles. Coach, congratulations on a big opening victory.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Denmark, they were dominant last night.
Yeah, they were. I think Monarch took an early lead, but it didn't last long.
No.
Bowles is just, they're so talented everywhere. Offense, defense, at every level.
I'll tell you a talented team, a team that you saw in the Kickoff Classic last week.
Front row seat for that.
Yeah, Denmark comes in here and is like, dude, Middleburg is good. Well, let's go talk about Middleburg. Ryan Wolf is the coach of Middleburg. They are winners tonight. Coach joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate it, guys.
Obviously, offensively, we always talk about the defense being ahead of the offense to start the year. I'm not sure if that's the case in Middleburg. You guys scored, 58 points tonight?
Yeah, we ended up with 50. I think it was 52, 0 at half.
Craziness. Why so dominant? What went well for you guys tonight?
I mean, we returned a lot of guys from a really good football team last year, so it was nice, working in the weight room and stuff all off season, kind of, through the spring and through the summer. We're kind of hitting the ground running when you get most of your pieces back, most of the lines back. A lot of these guys have been in our program for 4 years, so it's nice to, we're year 5 at Middleburg, so it's nice to finally get those guys that you've had for 3-4 years that have been in the system for 3 or 4 years. So, like I said, when the season starts, you're not really trying to play catch up. We've been running the same stuff for the past 3 or 4 years, so it's kind of nice.
Coach, for your offensive line was the biggest takeaway. I'm on the staff at Baldwin, so I had a front row seat for the game last week. I mean, at the school, do you just find the 5 nastiest people and just put them on the offensive line? Because it just seems that, I can't even explain it to people how nasty that offensive line was. It's almost like they just played angry the entire game.
Yeah, we're pretty big and we're pretty strong up front. I think we got 3 returning starters from last year's O-line, and then the two new guys rolled in from starters on the JV team. So we're kind of hitting the ground running again with the O-line as well.
Number 54, I think it's your left guard. Does he have any offers yet?
Jakevius?
Yes, sir.
He's our right guard. Yes, he does have some Division I offers. He's the younger brother of B.J. Carter that we had last year, the D tackle that is Iowa State now.
Okay.
Ryan Wolf of Middleburg. It was a dominating performance over Westside tonight. Coach, 5 years in for you, as you said. Does that make you the longest tenured coach in Clay County? I think it might, which is pretty wild to think about.
There's been a little bit of turnover there in the county the last few years, but yeah, at 5 years, I'm the elder statesman in Clay County now.
Well, congratulations, 58 points to begin the year. You must be very, very pleased. Ryan Wolf of Middleburg. Congrats on the opening night victory, Coach.
Thanks, appreciate you guys.
Again, you saw him up close and personal, and you came in here on Monday talking about that offensive line.
The amount of times that one of their offensive linemen, I say baptized one of the guys on the defense, I think it was almost every play. It was, now we weren't physical enough for what they were going to do to us. But I mean, give them credit. They wanted to come out, they wanted to set a tone, and they set it early, and they scored every drive they had in the first half against us.
All right, other scores that are rolling in. Tacoy Creek over First Coast, 21-0. I have that as a final on one scoreboard, late in the fourth quarter on another scoreboard, but it does look like Tacoy Creek is going to get the victory. Ed White still 31-21 over Trinity Christian. Menendez 30-7 over Sandalwood. Nice has added another touchdown. It's now 38-14 over Ponte Vedra. That game's over. Nice is going to win that game going away. What a victory for the Panthers.
Yeah, nice week one. I'm sure, a lot of kids on those two teams know each other, in the same county. Nice is probably going to get back to another strong start of the season, exactly what they need.
This is a treat here. How about my guy, Coach B, Coach Bettinger, formerly of my alma mater. He's the brand new coach at Stanton, and they get off on the winning track tonight. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Coach, we appreciate you calling in. You took the job about, 2 days ago, it seems like. I guess a couple of weeks. And for you guys to come out on opening night and get a victory amidst getting that job so late, you must feel very, very good.
Yes, I feel extremely good. I have a great coaching staff, and we put it together in a short period of time. It's just a joy to see it all come together like this.
Well, with you joining the team late, what kind of, what did you do in the last couple of weeks? I mean, it's kind of hard to set standards and, do a lot of install on offense and defense. What have you done the last month or so since you've gotten to Stanton?
Well, when I first got here, we didn't have any coaches. I had to call the coaches up, and I was interviewing coaches on the phone where I was sitting in the weight room waiting on players to come in because no one came in halfway through. First day was July 10th, I believe.
Wow.
And I'm just sitting in there, and as the kids came in, the players came in, I was just saying, hey, call all the players up. And that's how we rolled. I mean, sometimes we had 6 players, 7 players. We're trying to install stuff. We're trying to do stuff. I'm interviewing, doing all the stuff, all the time. And the kids really bought in. And I told them that I'm here, I'm going to stay here for a long time, and we're going to put this thing together and make a program and do it here. Our goal, like my goal always is 6-4 or better and go to the playoffs. And that's what I told them. I said the old days of Stanton just being everybody's homecoming is over.
Well, it's a big win tonight and 48 points, right? What was going right for you on offense tonight in your win over Bishop Snyder?
That's a great question, what was going right. And I have my offensive coordinator here. I want him to give a little send-off to our offense. Bailey Skinner.
Hey, Acker.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? Congratulations, 48 points, man. What was cooking for you guys tonight?
Hey, it was total team effort tonight. The wide receivers were catching the passes and blocking hard. The running backs were hitting the hole. We rushed for probably over 400 yards pretty easily tonight. Had a great combination. The offensive line was opening up huge gaps for our guys, and we were just moving the chain.
So if you ran for 400 yards, was one tailback that got most of the yardage, or was it quarterback, running back? How was it?
Two-headed monster in the backfield. You got 2 great tailbacks that are, a little bit green at the position, but they're figuring out as they go. They're probably going to both end up over 200 yards. I believe one of our running backs had 4 touchdowns tonight. So
wow, what was that young man's name who had 4 scores?
David Honor.
David, he might be our player of the game. That's our player of the week. That's going to be tough to beat, a 4-touchdown performance on opening night. Well, Coach, congratulations. Tell Coach B congratulations from us here on 1010XL. We hope we're talking to you guys a lot this year out there at Stanton.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Go Blue Devil.
All right, Stanton, the big win. Denmark, you're in the coaching community. For Coach Bettinger to get that job on July the 10th, I mean, we're talking, what is that, 6 weeks, basically?
Yep.
And to have to put a staff together and to come out here and be able to win a football game in that short amount of time, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, it's that. And it's also, I mean, let's be honest, Stan, the last, I know at least for the last 10 years, they've had a losing culture. And so for him to, for him to get the kids to buy in, to set, schemes up and run an offense and a defense and put up that many points in week one, that's pretty impressive for Coach.
We're off and running. The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. We'll start lining more Victoria's head coaches up as finals begin to roll in. Week one under the Friday Night Lights with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. It's 1010XL, and it's 92.5 FM.
1010XL brings the swamp to the First Coast.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Gator football all season long.
On Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99. Plus, they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty and free oil changes. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, or Beaver Mitsubishi in St. Augustine. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
What is the smallest NFL stadium? The answer coming up.
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Soldier Field in Chicago is not only the smallest, but is also the oldest, built originally in 1924.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Yo, E.T. here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and non-stop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your cool at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business Log on, American-Electrical.com.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Pickett here with a game winner. It's Checkmate Coatings. I've scouted them all. And this Jacksonville crew's the real deal.
I'm Brendan, owner of Checkmate Coatings. We transform pool decks, driveways, and patios with pro precision.
Score big at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Football season is here, so I've got to get organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers, wherever that clutter has taken over. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off this month only. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Like to learn how to fly an airplane? Well, you're not alone. High Flying Jacko here, inviting you to listen Sunday morning. We'll start your aviation career with a 60-minute ride on the airwaves of 1010XL. The High Flying Show, Sunday at 9 on 1010XL.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm Coach Kevin Brown from Fletcher High School under the Friday Night Lights on 1010XL.
No matter what, got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the field.
Yes, it is. Friday Night Lights, 1010XL, 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark, the hacker Ryan Green. We are glad you are spending part of your opening night under the Friday Night Lights with us. Big W in Clay County for Oakleaf High School. Christopher Foy is the head coach of Oakleaf. They get it done over Riverside. Coach joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
How you doing, Coach? Man, good to hear from you. It's always good to hear from you, man.
Hey, Coach, it's good to hear from you as well. Another season is upon us, and, well, you guys are picking up right where you left off last year. You had a great run in the playoffs, a tough physical game against a good Riverside team tonight, but you guys got it done in the second half.
Yes, we did. I mean, I got two guys here with me who made it get done. I got Jordan Price and I got Michael Connor here with me. They did some special stuff for me tonight.
Coach, your first, I was like the first or second possession of the game. Your quarterback, Jack, throws a pick six. It's 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Then what happened after that?
Well, special teams, man, played a huge role for us tonight. We were able to take advantage of that, the third phase of the game. And, these two guys, Jordan took two of them back and Mike took one back. And so, it's tough to win in the backyard. It's tough to win.
Christopher Foy, the head coach of Oakleaf, with us here on 1010XL. Big win tonight over Riverside. Coach, year 3 for you. Ahead of schedule, about what you thought? What's your thought entering year 3, where you are with that program?
Well, we got guys, like Michael and Jordan, who's been in the program now with me for 3 years. And so, the development of our strength program and, just the fact that these guys play so well and so hard together, it makes it easy.
You went to a regional final last year against Buchholz, and I was looking through your roster. Coach, how many seniors do you have?
We got 19.
Okay,
we got
19. So you retained a lot of players. The same, a lot of guys.
I'm wearing the bus coming home.
No, you're all good, Coach. No worries at all.
You retained, quite a few players from a year ago. Where are you trying to improve right now from, week 1 to week 2, as opposed to when your season ended a year ago?
Well, it's you want to improve up front, and when you got the type of weapons that we have around the tackle football with with Michael and Jordan and Trace and Sincere Murphy. And hey, we can't overlook. I mean, that offensive line and big C.J. Moses tonight, man, who rushed for 112 yards. I mean, it was special. I mean, so we got a lot to work with, but we got a lot to improve on also.
Coach, final question, then we'll let you get out of here and go celebrate. Big win tonight, and you got to love the county bragging rights that are on the line, not only next week, but the week after as you go back-to-back Orange Park and Fleming Island. That'll be a lot of fun out there in Clay County.
Yes, it will be. We're looking forward to an inter-county, some inter-county rivalries, man. They're always good, tough games, and we got a lot of work ahead of us.
Oakleaf goes into the backyard. They get it done over Riverside, 23-14. Christopher Foy of Oakleaf. Congratulations, Coach.
Appreciate it, Coach.
That's a nice win on the road to begin the year for Oakleaf.
Yeah, and one of the more impressive things is Fareed Coleman, one of their better athletes, didn't play tonight.
Wow,
and
yeah.
he plays running back and he plays defense as well. So you're not having one of your better guys and going in the backyard, like Coach said, and a tough place to play, and you win. Pretty good win for them.
From one victorious head coach in Clay County to one victorious head coach in Duval County, my buddy Marcus Wells of Episcopal. They were winners tonight. Coach joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Coach, tell us about the game, because in looking at the score, I believe 37-0 is what I have. Obviously, you guys had it rolling on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we did. We came in a little banged up, actually. Our starting quarterback, our senior, Harrison Spencer, didn't practice all week. So we actually started our 8th grader, Justice Turpin. And, he made a couple turnovers, but he also made some big-time throws. So for an 8th grader to come out and win his first varsity start is huge. He had a lot of support. O-line played great, but definitely gives us a little bit of a boost in momentum going into next week.
So you're starting an 8th grader at the varsity level. Who are a couple of the guys that stepped up? Because you're not going to put the whole game plan on the 8th grade.
No, not at all. I can go through our O-line. We had senior led by Sean Wolf, one of our great offensive tackles. We had Wyatt Hunt, our center Eli Aurier, Wyatt Luker, Shane Finn. Those guys, they put a lot of work over the summer, and they took pride in protecting our 8th grader and opened up holes for our running backs. Our starting running back, Alex Hicks, went down in the first series with an ankle injury, so we had to go to our backup, Levi Ritter, who just played really, really well. But defense held on. We kind of had a bend and don't break mentality towards the end, and it's a pretty satisfying night for us.
And it's a shutout, too, right? There's something special
Correct.
about that for the defense.
Absolutely. We had young guys in at the end, and they took pride in keeping that 0 on the board. Duval Charter was coming at us. They had a lot of speed on the outside, and so for us to have our backups in and be able to preserve that for the team is pretty special.
Coach, as we begin to wrap up, I mean, not to get too far ahead of the story here, but looking at your schedule, potentially you guys could rattle off a couple here to begin the year. It could be a very nice start out there at Episcopal.
That's what we're looking to do. We, like I said, we're a little banged up, so we need to make sure that those guys get healthy and back on it. But we have some things ahead of us. We worked hard in the offseason. We missed the playoffs last year for the first time, I think, in like 4 or 5 seasons. So we're hungry, man, and these guys are hungry. And no matter who we play next week and the weeks following, we're going to take it one week at a time. And we're looking forward to big things this season for us.
Marcus Wells of Episcopal. Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
And Marcus Wells, that was our Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, Coach's Corner. You'll get that every week here under the Friday Night Lights. We're also going to talk with the good doctor, Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, coming up in the next 20 minutes or so. So we thank Marcus Wells for being our first Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, Coach's Corner. An 8th grader at quarterback.
That's crazy.
You're in the coaching community. I mean, assess that. That is wild, right?
Yeah, well, Episcopal, they went 4-6 a year ago, and I was looking through their schedule. Yeah, they got a pretty manageable schedule for the next couple of weeks. They play at Stanton. Scratch that. They play Joshua Christian next week, and then they go at Stanton and then Providence during the next 3 weeks.
Providence game will be a big game.
Yeah, that'll be a big game. An 8th grade quarterback, I don't care how talented an 8th grade quarterback is, him playing at the varsity level is you just worry that, he can just, on the mental side, can prepare and be well because, when you're facing a lot of those big guys up front, that can spook an 8th grader really fast. So hats off to Episcopal, what they did all around them.
Let's give you guys a scoreboard update. Menendez, 33-7 over Sandalwood right now. That game's got to be getting close to the end out there at Sandalwood High School. I guess they had to start late, right? They probably had a lightning delay out there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, Baldwin's in a lightning delay at 7:30, 7:40, but then 30 minutes south at Bradford, they're still playing. So it was a hit or miss all across the city.
Decoy Creek, 24-0 over First Coast. Ed White still up 31-21 on Trinity. That's got to be getting pretty late. Actually, you said Ed White had a pick 6, right?
Yeah, they were Clayton Freeman retweeted it. They were up 38-21 at one point.
Okay, so it looks like Ed White's going to hold on to win that game. We'll get Lawrence Johnson, the head coach of Ed White, on once that game does go final. Ponte Vedra has found their offense. The problem is they haven't found their defense. Nice leads 38-20 in the fourth quarter. Also, Mandarin 36-19 over Creekside. That game also in the fourth quarter.
I got Ed White 45-28, 4 minutes left in the game. That was 8 minutes ago from TCA Athletics.
All right, so Ed White 45-28, that game winding down. University Christian has added a touchdown. They lead Newberry 26-14. Again, that same Newberry team knocked Bradford out of the playoffs last year. Bradford and Baker, two teams that you know an awful lot about, doing work out there at Baldwin. 17-0 Bradford over Baker. Surprised you at all, or is that kind of what you expected?
I kind of expected it. I didn't know much about the new Bradford quarterback. He seems to be pretty well. We say rivalries all the time, in county or cross town, or two teams that play each other a lot, or two teams that have been competitive for the last couple of years. These are two teams that straight up do not like each other. And I'm not talking about coaches. I'm talking about the players.
Well, the dynamic is so strange out there, too, because not only is there a healthy respect, maybe even a dislike at certain instances, but the Jamie Rogers factor, a guy that played at Baker, took Baker to a state championship game, and is now coaching at Bradford.
Yeah, and these are, probably the only two small towns, rather, in our area. When there's a game that's happening, the whole town shuts down.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad, he used to drive at night, and when he would go through Bradford, like right after a game, you would think it would be like Gainesville after a University of Florida game. Like there's so many people at the game. It's one of the better environments at Bradford and at Baker. But it looks like Bradford's going to hang on and win this game. As we're about to head to the fourth quarter, 17-0.
Yulee 13-6 over Union County at the half. They've gone to the half at Union County. Yulee still with the lead. In fact, they've added to the lead since the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, is the game at? I think the game's at Union.
I think it is at Union. Yes.
Last year it was at Yulee. There was probably a game too that was delayed for a little bit. If Union can keep that game close like they have right now, I'd be pretty surprised. Yulee, we played them in the spring. That's the only reason why I know how good Yulee is. They're a pretty good football team.
Well, week one is just flying by. We're almost at halftime, about 1 hour down, about 1 hour to go. A lot more games are beginning to go final. We will hopefully be able to catch up with Colin Drafts of Nice once that game goes final against Ponte Vedra. Hopefully Toby Bullock of Mandarin once that game goes final against Creekside. We're glad you're with us under the Friday Night Lights. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. He is Dylan Denmark. I'm the hacker, Ryan Green. How about E.T. in there on a Friday night making it happen? Are you kidding me? E, has today been long enough for you?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. It has been a long day, but they say the Friday Night Light started tonight. Dylan Denmark and Hackers hosting. E.T., go ahead and produce for them boys.
That's fantastic. Only 16 hours ago is when he showed up here for work for the drill, and he's still going strong, and we certainly appreciate that. More to do. Glad you're with us. Friday Night Lights roll on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
You watch the games, so do we.
Dan Higgin and Jeff Prosser, right after every Gator football game, get our reaction to the plays, the calls that stood out to us.
Live streamed on the Swamp Sessions podcast on the 1010XL social channels from Voodoo Brewing Company. Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
If your house feels like a Florida swamp and your thermostat's just throwing out suggestions, then it's time to call Duck Duck Air Conditioning.
They showed up fast, fixed it right, and even cleaned up after. My house is finally chilled, and so am I.
Whether your AC needs a quick fix, a full replacement, or just a little TLC, Duck Duck Air Conditioning has got you covered with fast and honest service. Call 904-862-6769 to get your cool back, or online at duckduckac.com. When your AC is stuck, call the Duck.
Jaguars football is officially back. Be there as number 2 overall draft pick Travis Hunter, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Liam Cohen take the field for the first time during the 2025 NFL regular season. Secure your seats for when the Jaguars take on the Panthers September 7th by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
Got a cracked windshield? Not only is it dangerous, but did you know it's also illegal? Call Baker Glass. Mac and his crew use the best auto glass in the market, and they accept most insurance. Plus, all new windshields come with a full warranty. From cars, to trucks, to RVs, you can count on Baker Glass to be fast and friendly. Just check out their Google reviews. Come see us at the shop on Casa Avenue, or we can come to you at your home or business.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Cleaning Freaks at Zero Res. Great time of the year to get your house Zero Resified. And right now, you can get your entire home cleaned from Jacksonville's ultimate carpet cleaner. You'll get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135. Plus, they're throwing in a free hallway and take $100 off the air duct cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call 287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Football season is back, baby. Hicken here, and I know I'm excited to get back to watching some ball over the weekend. But with the fun comes responsibility. Taking care of your skin while outside, extremely important. We know it feels like 100 out there, and that sun is blazing. Make sure you bring the screen while loading up all that tailgate. It's simple. Protect your skin. It's the Sunshine State. To help you protect your skin, Beaches Dermatology is here. I've been going to them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Book your appointment today at beachesdermatology.com.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has branched off from on-road to off-road. Give us the latest on what they've got.
They have. They've got the 250 and the 450. Rick Carmichael designed these bikes himself, and they are bad to the bone.
So you're talking about a really cool effect from a bike off-road that Triumph had on-road forever.
It is, and it's out there winning races, and it is fun to ride.
Check it out, Cycles of Jacksonville, their showroom on Atlantic near Regency, or online on their Facebook page.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Back under the Friday Night Lights, 1010XL and 92.5 FM, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Friday Night Lights, we are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. We talk about statement wins on opening night. I'll tell you who made a pretty big statement. Was out there in St. Johns County. Menendez, a dominating effort over Sandalwood. Anthony Rivers is the head coach of Menendez. He joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
33-7, Coach, is what we have. Talk about the performance of your kids. Really solid effort tonight.
Yeah, Sandalwood came out gunning, though. I mean, we were definitely on our heels to begin that game in the first quarter. I mean, they're a much improved program. I think everybody's a little aware of the lack of success they've had, but I think that's going to be done this season. Those guys played really well. They're aggressive and physical, but our guys did what they needed to do. We have a pretty tough schedule ahead of us, but our guys don't tend to talk about it. They're concerned with how well we can play each given week. The thing I'm the most proud about with them today and honestly leading up to this point is how well they've led each other. I saw some of that on the sideline today, just them getting after each other and supportive when they need to be, but also hopping on top of each other when they aren't upholding the standard that they feel like they've created for themselves. I mean, I'm proud of it. I loved our physicality. I loved our fight. Our execution wasn't the best at all times, but it was great to see our guys just lead, be a team and just compete together for 4 quarters. That's always fun to see when you can do that and win a game.
Coach Rivers of Menendez, winners tonight over Sandalwood. It's so funny you said standard. I was just about to ask you about that. But from a county point of view, there is a perspective in St. Johns County, a standard in St. Johns County. And with an effort like this tonight, a 33-7 win over Sandalwood, that's going to get some people's attention, Coach.
Yeah, everyone's good in the county, right? I mean, there's good football everywhere, but everybody could play in St. Johns County, and we play half the county. So you do the best you can. That old cliche is you just take it week by week and just try to handle the team ahead of you. But, I mean, it's in the back of your mind that you're going to have a game no matter who you play. I think it's been good for us to also be considered one of those good and competitive teams in St. Johns County. I think everybody could beat everybody on any given Friday in this county. I don't think it matters who's playing who. I have the utmost respect for the coaches, assistants and head coaches who are coaching football here, and the great athletes that have really been coming out here since before I moved to Florida and been blessed enough to coach down here. But these kids can really play. I think St. Johns County has the best football pound for pound. I don't think there's really any drop off in the county. Everybody has really good football programs, and it makes you cut your teeth. When you get a win, you beat a good team, and when you struggle, it's because you're getting out coached and outplayed by a team. So it really makes you bring it every week, even if you're not playing them, because your team has to get better every week.
Coach, you went 5-5 a year ago, lost to McCullough, I believe, in the playoffs a year ago. Where is your team at now as compared to a year ago?
Yeah, I think we'll get better. We were actually 6-5, and the only reason I'm correcting you is because that was the first winning season that's been here in 5 years. So we were 6-5, and we lost that 5th game to McCullough after going 6-4 in the regular season. But I think we're a better team. But that doesn't really matter. The standard just has to be above what you got to compete against on Friday. But I think we're better. I think we're for sure better mentally, though. Like I said, our kids are really leading each other this year. They're just better mentally. I think they're better people than they were last year, too. And some of that's just the maturing. We had a lot of guys come back, and they're just older and more mature people. They atone for their mistakes. They try to hold each other accountable for things that aren't always football related. So that's been the growth I've been most excited to see for them. It's just maturing, just becoming better young men. It's been great to see that from these guys. Knowing up for 3 years and watching them come in as 13 and 14-year-olds.
Coach, as we wrap up, final question. Heck of an opportunity for you guys next week. Some bragging rights, obviously a rivalry down there with St. Augustine. How excited are you guys for that game?
Sometimes it's a little bit annoying, right? They try to talk about the game before you even play them because everybody wants to beat St. Augustine. Everybody knows the high level of football that those guys have played the last few years here. But our boys grew up together. We have a lot of guys who played middle school basketball and football with the guys on the other side of the ball, and the rest of them have been playing against them, those Murray Middle and Gamble Rogers middle school football games, and they know them, they're friends. It's cool, right? I know the coaches over there, they do a tremendous job, but that game is going to be exciting, right? Packed house, the red-blooded American football rivalry, like everybody likes to be a part of. It's fun, and we're just going to do what we can to bring the best version of Pedro Menendez out there next Friday, and hopefully we do what we do at the highest level we can do it.
Anthony Rivers of Menendez, they're winners tonight over Sandalwood. Big St. Johns County game next week against St. Augustine. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a nice win for Menendez.
Yeah, everybody in St. Johns County, Coach was talking about it for a little bit. Everybody in that, every coach in St. Johns County is a very good coach, and all their teams are well coached, and you can tell. You know, when I see tape of, you know, a Duval County school playing at St. John's, you rarely see missed assignments and blown coverages or anything like that. And that's what makes that county so good year in and year out.
Let's talk to a man that has a state championship ring on his finger from his time at Mandarin. He's now in his second year at Jackson, and they're off to a winning start in 2025. My buddy Bobby Ramsey joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, Hacker. How's it going, guys? Appreciate you having me on.
Hey, buddy. Thank you. And based on the score, obviously you must be very pleased, both offensively and defensively. You guys were dominant tonight.
Yeah, I was. You wanted to see growth from kickoff classic to week one. We did a lot of things we talked about before going into the game. We ran the ball, and I think that's something that we can consistently hang our hat on. We got some guys that get the ball out in space, can really go and make some plays, and we have a couple athletic quarterbacks as well. Defensively, I thought we flew around, got a lot of hats around the ball, and scored in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams. So that doesn't happen very often, so it's always nice when you get to see that happen.
You have an interesting job in what you're trying to do at Jackson, because it's not exactly rebuilding, the program. I mean, they were good as recently as 3 or 4 years ago, had a couple of down years. You arrive year two, and I know I asked you this at Media Day, but for the benefit of our Friday Night Lights crowd, assess where you are now compared to 12 months ago, entering year number 2 there.
Well, we're certainly deeper. Our numbers are up. We don't have near as many guys playing on both sides of the ball. The day-to-day is different. You just get a sense of improved attitudes, the understanding of the expectation, where what's the way the players handle their business on the day-to-day. A lot of subjective things that you notice. And then, when you get on, ultimately it comes down to when you get on the field, what do you see as far as does that translate onto the field in terms of production and how well the players play and executing, and certainly there's things we have to get a lot better at, but has there been growth? I mean, no question. I think every marker we've hit, whether it was the spring game or things we did in the summer, kickoff classic tonight, I mean, we've certainly seen the needle moving in the right direction.
Coach, let's go back to a week ago. You played Ed White. I forget what the final score was exactly, but I know Ed White is a very good team. They're very physical.
In fact, their game just went final. Ed White is a winner tonight over Trinity Christian.
Yes. So you talking about, things that you've learned from the last year. What did you learn about your team, even though it was a loss against Ed White a week ago?
Well, we ran the ball really well. And I think we also learned that we had to get better at stopping the run. So I think it's always good to play somebody in the kickoff classic that's going to expose your weaknesses. I mean, I learned that from Coach Lee a long time ago, is play somebody good to get ready for week one. There's been years where maybe I haven't played a very good team in the kickoff classic, and then you go out there and you're a little bit false sense of how good your team is. And we knew Ed White was a good football team coming off the field Friday night, and I think we were happy, not just about some of the things that happened on the field, but the sideline, for example. I mean, kids kept competing. They stuck together. We played hard for 4 quarters. There wasn't, we weren't having to deal with certain situations on the sideline, frustration, guys not controlling themselves. It was that part of it. Again, it's subjective, but 32-19, it was a step in the right direction. It felt like, and again, we knew after that, coming off that game, this team's going to win a good amount of football games and be a playoff team. And I think for us being a 2A school and then being a 5A school, we felt again that there was a lot of growth, but obviously, winning is ultimately what determines, how far you've gotten.
Coach, final question. Big win tonight on opening night, Ribault next week, and then University Christian. Do you like the way your schedule is set up the first couple weeks of the year?
you got a huge rivalry game next week, and I mean Northside games. Man, you throw out the records. They're gonna play their best game against us. So we certainly have got a lot to prepare for there, and then you play a team like University Christian that's just consistently really, really good and is going to have a lot of talent. And Coach Penland and those guys have been doing it well for a while. So, I think as far as try to not really look down the road. I kind of just want to go in and have a good coach and then kind of go from there. But certainly, this week is not one you're not gonna have to motivate your guys because they're gonna be pumped up to play a rivalry game. And again, Northside games are different, and I was a part of that at First Coast, and last year obviously with Ribault. So we're excited to get ready to play them and be in that atmosphere.
Bobby Ramsey of Jackson, they are winners tonight to start the season 1-0. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate like I always say, just thanks for everything you guys do for high school sports and high school football and promoting the game in the area. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Coach. Nice win for Jackson tonight and head coach Bobby Ramsey. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights, and it has been so for many, many years, and it is officially high school football season when I can welcome the good doctor, Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with us under the Friday Night Lights. Doc, how we doing, pal?
I'm doing good, boys. How are you?
Doc, we're good. Thank you so much for the time. Something special about opening night. You've been around the high school football game for many, many years. Opening night is always a very special atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, and you get some rivalry games, too. It's a lot of fun.
Now, we'll obviously tell people all year long the Bump and Bruise clinics and everything going on with Dr. Kevin Murphy and the good folks there at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. But, Doc, I'm curious if you've picked up on this new trend like I have. I don't know if it's an NFL thing. I think it's a college football thing, too. We no longer say ankles or, foots or anything like that. It's lower body injuries. And now you no longer say shoulder or neck. It's upper body injuries. And I'm just curious why all of a sudden you think in the football world we've gone from less specifics to now just saying lower body, upper body. Is there a reason for that in your opinion?
Well, they're trying to, hide injuries. I don't understand. It's a hockey thing, right? That was always a, hockey thing. They didn't tell you what it was, but football has always been pretty, out there and explaining what the injury is, and they're trying to couch things now. I don't like it. I don't think it's helpful, and I wish they'd quit it.
One thing that I've noticed pretty early on here in football season, and maybe we call it the Tyrese Halliburton effect, or if you want to go back deeper, the Kevin Durant effect. Boy, when you say calf strain now, Doc, people get terrified that the Achilles is next. We had a situation here with Jaguar defensive lineman Mason Smith, right? He was nursing a calf, I believe, and now he's back. But when you hear that, you just think, oh my gosh, is the Achilles next? Doc, what is the correlation between a calf strain and why does that cause, in certain instances, the Achilles to go as well?
The gastrocnemius is the name of the muscle. So the calf muscle, and it goes down into your Achilles tendon. That's the attachment of the muscle. Muscle goes to tendon goes to the bone. The Achilles tendon what attaches the calf muscles to the heel, basically. And so if you strain that, well, you've strained the attachment of your Achilles into the muscle. So that can certainly lead you down the road of an Achilles tendon tear. So it certainly is concerning. It's more of an explosive guy. It's a skill guy thing as opposed to the lineman typically. But yeah, it's certainly concerning. You've seen a couple of these, in the recent past with guys having this. That I forget the basketball player more recently that was playing, and they put him back in for the playoff game, and I predicted it. It was like they put him back in, and you're losing for the next season, and they did. They put him in. He tore his Achilles, and he's out for the year. Yeah, we saw that a lot in the NBA. Tyrese Halliburton with the Pacers, Jason Tatum with the Boston Celtics, Damian Lillard as well was with Milwaukee. He has since returned to Portland. All three of those guys are likely to miss a majority, if not the entirety, of next season with the Achilles injuries. Yeah, it's tough.
Well, Doc, we got the Bump and Bruise clinics. You've had them for years. First and foremost, tell folks about that, but also the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. I tell you this at the end of every season. I wanted to start this season with it. Thank you so much for everything that you and that company at Southeast Ortho do to support high school athletics in our community.
Yeah, we're big into this, and I'll throw it back at you guys. You guys do a great job. You and Dylan there did do a super job promoting high school sports, and it really should be commended. And we're happy to be part of it, honestly.
Doc,
what Bruce Clinic? That's a 9 to 10 thing. Several locations you can look up on our website, and it's free. If your kid gets hurt, we get them in there quickly. We assess them. There's a doctor there. There's a therapist there. There's trainers there. We'll get them going on. And if he needs something further, we'll order it and get it going quickly. So, by midweek, the coach knows whether you're up and going or you're not. So it's really helpful to get you better, and it really helps the coaches get their kids back on the field quicker.
It is an incredibly valuable resource. The Bump and Bruise Clinics, check them out Saturday mornings. We'll tell you about them all season long, thanks to the good doctor, Kevin Murphy, and the terrific folks there at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Doc, we're off and running. We'll talk to you next Friday, pal.
All right, boys. Happy to have it going.
The good doctor, Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Before we step aside, Marcus Wimberly just texted me. He's ready to go, so let's give him a call. We'll talk to the Orange Park head coach as well. Denmark, what do you got?
I got a couple finals. I got Fletcher 27-13 over Ribault, and how about this for our week one? St. Augustine over Palatka, 41-0.
Ooh.
And I can tell you Palatka is a good football team.
So we'll hopefully get Brian Braddock of St. Augustine, C4, Seatric Faison of Fletcher as well. As again, we started early tonight. Weird night for us because normally we air Bowles and Bishop Kenny on Friday nights. Well, Bowles played last night. Bishop Kenny was off this week. That had to be a scheduling issue. We know Raines is off too. They were supposed to play tomorrow against Miami Central. That obviously did not happen. But I would not think you'd want a week one bye because now you have to play 10 weeks in a row.
Yeah, well, sometimes the schedule falls that way. It's where, okay, you set your district games. That's usually in the middle of the season. You have one game that's, the second to third last week of the year. And then you try to fill in. And then sometimes it just happens to be where you have an early bye week because the teams that you want to play are the teams that are open that you want to play. That's just how the schedule falls sometimes. No, it's not convenient. It's not how you want it to happen. But, it's just how the dice roll sometimes.
Nice win for Orange Park here on opening night. They get it done 35-7 against a Clay County rival in Ridgeview. Marcus Wimberly of Orange Park joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
35-7, Coach. You must be very proud, not only of your offense, but your defense as well.
Yeah, all phases of the game showed up tonight. Offense, defense, and special teams. Everybody played pretty well. Still have to eliminate some mistakes, but overall, we did a good job.
Coach, give a couple shout outs to who played well tonight.
Well, our quarterback Gabe Taylor, he played very well, and Jack Rivera on defense, the free safety, he got 2 picks tonight. I was hoping he was going to house one, but he didn't quite make it.
Well, that must have a special place in your heart for a defensive back with a couple of interceptions, right?
Oh, yeah, big time, big time.
Coach, Orange Park, 35-7. We talked with Christopher Foy earlier. They're coming off a win tonight over Riverside. That'll be a lot of fun next week. An early season Clay County battle, Orange Park, Oakleaf, both teams 1-0. Probably have a nice crowd out there. That'll be a good little atmosphere in Clay County next Friday.
Yeah, it'll be a great test for us because I know Oakleaf has a lot of talent over there. And we're going to have to play our best football to for it to be a good game. I think it will be.
Coach, what kind of team are we looking at for at Orange Park High School this year?
Discipline. Try not to make a lot of mistakes, and we're going to try to pull out some wins here. Our goal is to make the playoffs. We haven't made the playoffs in quite some time, and I think this is the time we're going to turn the corner. As long as we stay healthy, that's been our Achilles heel the last few years. Some of our best players get hurt for 5 and 6 games, and it costs us wins. But we can keep everybody upright. We'll be all right.
All right, Coach, leave us with this. We're going to find out awfully quick about your alma mater. They got the Irish and the Gators in the first month. What do you think about Miami and Notre Dame a week from Sunday?
Oh, it's going to be a win. No doubt. No doubt.
Confident men. I mean, you got to be happy. Cristobal, by the way, is doing a great job recruiting in our area. They got a lot of really good talent out of Northeast Florida. As an alum, you got to be pretty happy with what Cristobal is doing down there, correct?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for him. You know, he's my teammate. He was a senior when I came in. He's a great guy, great recruiter, great coach, and, you know, I'm looking forward to see what happens this year.
Marcus Wimberly of Orange Park, winners tonight over Ridgeview. They get Oakleaf next week. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you again.
There you go, 35-7 for Orange Park. And Orange Park is a team that once upon a time was very, very good. I mean, I remember the great Danny Green that was there. I mean, they had a 10-0 regular season, but we are talking, 15-plus years ago now. And it's hard in Clay County with Fleming Island and Oakleaf and Clay. I mean, it's tough. And Middleburg's another one that's very good. I mean, that's not the biggest county, and you got a lot of really good football teams you're competing with.
You said 15 years ago, and 15 years ago is when they built the school out in Oakleaf. And
yeah,
I don't know what the lines were for, how many kids, what schools that were supposed to go to other schools in Clay County, how many of them went to Oakleaf. But, Oakleaf is now a power, and you wonder how many of those kids that are supposed to be going to the other Clay County schools are now going to Oakleaf.
He is Dylan Denmark. I'm the hacker, Ryan Green. We're under the Friday Night Lights, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Friday Night Lights, we are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. We'll try to line up some more head coaches. We'll try to track down Brian Braddock. We'll try to track down Seatric Faison. I would have to think Nice has won that game against Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter it had like 2 minutes to go, about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're with you for another 40 minutes. We'll track down Colin Drafts as well. We got to congratulate him on a great performance for the Nice Panthers. And Lawrence Johnson of Ed White, victory over Trinity Christian. We'll talk about all of it as we roll on the Friday Night Lights postgame. It's 1010XL and it's 92.5 FM.
Turn on the radio.
In your car, 92.5 FM and 1010 AM.
Would you like to drive for a while?
In your house, at the beach, on your phone, at the gym, on vacation, out of town.
Well, everyone knows that.
Download our free 1010XL app for all smart devices.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99. Plus, they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty and free oil changes. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, or Beaver Mitsubishi in St. Augustine. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
Here's your 1010XL community calendar of local events and nonprofit groups helping people here at home.
Tee off for a cause. Join Junior Achievement of North Florida for the Golf Classic September 29th at San Jose Country Club. Help support financial literacy for local students. Find out how at janfl.org.
Find out how you can be part of the cure for blood cancer at the Light the Night Walk at 5-Star Ballpark November 22nd. Take the first step at lightthenight.org.
Military veterans have always protected us. And in Jacksonville, thousands of our veterans suffer from mental wounds like PTSD. Now it's time to return the favor. Learn how you can help at woundedwarriorproject.org.
The Creeks Athletic Association in St. Johns County offers a variety of sports for children 5 to 18. Learn how to get your child involved at caaleague.org.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Frank Franzi here for Coyle & Son Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports memories. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? Do you know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle & Sons. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. CoyleJacks.com.
The playoff-bound Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are in full swing at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark. Your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game, and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, every day feels like the weekend. Fresh, never frozen chicken wings, tossed in over 30 bold flavors, paired with ice-cold beer and handcrafted cocktails, all in a laid-back, beachy atmosphere. And with every game on the big screens, it's the ultimate escape, and you're home for sports, too. Great food, cold drinks, and all the games. That's Hurricane Grill and Wings. Escape the ordinary and find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, that's devastating news.
There's only one couch back there.
You're telling me the old brown couch in this building is gone now?
The only brown couch back there.
Yeah, I thought that couch was a newer couch, the one that we got back there right now.
Oh, man, I thought the brown couch we had from like 20 years ago was still here.
No, ain't no way, bro.
Well, we're under year 19 of the Friday Night Lights post game. I don't know how I'm going to recover knowing the brown couch from our first show. I thought it was here all along. But nevertheless, I digress. Friday Night Lights, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Of course, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist brings it to you. And we are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. We'll give you a complete scoreboard update in one moment. Again, games that have gone final. Orange Park, 35-7 over Ridgeview. Decoy Creek, a nice win for the Toros, 24-0 over First Coast. St. Augustine, 41-0 over Palatka. It was Ed White, 45-28 over Trinity. Mandarin has gone final, 42-20. Mandarin over Creekside. Oakleaf, 23-14 over Riverside. And it was Middleburg, 58-14 over Westside. Another victorious head coach is Don Velvet of Baldwin. They were winners tonight over Inglewood. And Coach Velvet joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Coach, talk about the opening night victory over Inglewood. You must be very satisfied.
Well, definitely satisfied by going 1-0 tonight. We came out, had a little lightning delay that kind of delayed things, and put the game into a situation where it went over, way over time that we liked it, to have it over. But we were very undisciplined tonight. Still came out with the victory. We got some things to work on before we face a tough Palatka team next week.
Coach, tell me about the defense. How we do?
Defensively, man, we started out first drive, man. They went down the field on us. We were making some undisciplined mistakes, but we kind of got things in the right direction, man. And going forward, we played a light side ball game defensively.
Coach, I was supposed to have 2 special teams touchdowns tonight, and one got called back. What happened on that?
Again, undisciplined. Back in our day, crackbacks was okay, but we had a couple kids that was, I guess, wanting to go stick their heads in where they can't, and it's something that they already know. But again, we definitely should have had 2 special team touchdowns. One got called back for a crackback, and I totally forget what the other was called back on. But again, man, Jayden Barnett, great kid, great return guy. It's sad that those plays got called back.
Don Velvet of Baldwin, winners tonight over Inglewood. Coach, as we wrap up, what about you? From where you were as a head coach when you took over as the head man at Baldwin to where you are now, satisfied with where things are heading with that program?
Definitely. Again, it's still a growing process. Got a lot of new guys defensively, man. Offensively, I think we're going to be solid. We're senior Latin on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, we're breaking in a lot of new guys on the defense. So again, from the standpoint of us being undisciplined, it's a lot, dealing with guys who are just now touching the field. But from a standpoint of the program, I think definitely we're moving in the right direction. As always, the goal is to get to the dance. Because that's what we've been doing every year here. But I think we got everything moving in the right direction. We got a great bunch of assistant coaches, also coordinators, and again, the kids, if they just stay locked in and get what we're coaching, man, I think we should have a great season.
Don Velvet of Baldwin, winners tonight over Inglewood. They will have Palatka next Friday night. Coach, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Big win tonight, Denmark, for you guys. I know you're a coach. You'll critique them in the film room at Baldwin, but it's 1-0, and 1-0 is certainly better than 0-1.
It is, and it was a much-needed win, especially after the week that we had last week against Middleburg. It's one of those games where you get beat up and down, and you're just questioning yourself. You're like, this might be a long year, and credit to the kids. We had a good week of practice, I felt, this week, and we came out, and Inglewood started the game 3-0, and then Baldwin went out and scored 28 unanswered, and we have a big game next week against Palatka. They have a good rushing attack, a quarterback, Tommy Alford, that had 200 yards rushing last year. And we'll see that next week. So hopefully Coach Knock can call us next week.
A team that saw Palatka tonight and got a victory over Palatka tonight in one of the longest rivalries, I think, in the country. These teams play every year. Brian Braddock of St. Augustine, they are winners. Coach Braddock joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So based on the score, again, you fill me in, but based on the score, I would imagine you're pretty pleased right now with both offense and defense. It looked like a pretty dominating effort.
Yeah, you got to be pleased to win a game 41-0 for sure. We definitely have a lot that we need to clean up. It was messy and muddy and sloppy, and we were about an hour delayed with thunderstorms, and so snaps were going everywhere for both teams. But no, certainly happy to get a big win.
Coach, I know you last year you beat Palatka. This year you beat them. They got a lot of speed on the outside. How did you match up with their speed, with their speed receiver? I know Kendall Wright, who's fast in the 100, and their quarterback Alford. How are you able to match up against that?
Yeah, I mean, in the words of the great Joey Wiles, if you don't have an edge, you don't have a defense. So there's never a time where we don't have young men who don't know where we're setting the edge in our defense. And I guess if you're going to play guys that are super fast, you better start there. So, our kids did a really good job. They set an edge. They run to the ball. They know where they're supposed to be. And we feel like if we play with great team effort on defense, we may not have individual, lightning fast guys, but collectively we have a fast group on defense. And, they did a good job tonight of not allowing big plays.
Couple more for Brian Braddock of St. Augustine. They were winners tonight over Palatka. Coach, you've obviously had so many good players come through any program you've been at during your coaching career. Tell us about another one you got this year in wide receiver Samarian Wingo.
Yeah, he's a special player, to put it lightly. And, he's just so big. And to be as big as he is and to be able to move the way he can move is why he's such a dynamic wide receiver. And he's been absolutely tremendous this entire offseason. All of his big brothers, so to speak, kind of graduated. And, he's really taken on the mindset of he's going to be the hardest worker. He's going to be the guy that sets the example. And, boy, I tell you what, in this day and age, when you got a national kid and he has that mentality, it sure does help the head coach. So it is not at all about him, and he's about his teammates and about our team, and it's been really fun to see that kind of maturity from him.
Nice game in St. Johns County next week, Coach. I don't know if you heard, but Menendez defeated Sandalwood tonight, 33-7. You guys were obviously dominant over Palatka. That'll be a good game in the SJC next Friday night.
No doubt. They're playing at a high level, and excited for that. Excited for that county rivalry. Should be a fun night here at Brumley Stadium. It's usually packed out when it's us and Menendez. And tell you, they've got a lot of good football players, and they're doing a great job. Coach Rivers does a great job, and they're playing at a high level. So we're going to definitely have to continue to improve. And I'm glad that won't be hard to get our kids' attention this week. So I'm excited for it.
Coach, I have no doubt that we will be talking to you many, many times under the Friday Night Lights this year. Best of luck and congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. You guys have a great weekend.
Brian Braddock of St. Augustine. You want to hear something crazy? I was talking to him at Media Day. With all the retirements recently of Kevin Sullivan, Daryl Sutherland, Marty Lee, obviously, you start talking about longest tenured coaches in our area. Obviously, Verwin Dormany, 35 years. Mm-hmm. He might be the longest tenured in the state. Braddock is in the top 5, and he's a pretty young guy still. I mean, you think about his time at Mandarin, and people tend to forget that. He was at Mandarin for a couple of years as the head coach. Then he replaced Joey at St. Augustine, but he's got to be approaching 15-plus years as a head coach.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, I don't know what the exact number is, but I feel like on average it's about every 4 or 5, maybe 6 years that most schools have a new coach. So, I mean, if you get 10+, you're doing something right at that school.
Absolute craziness. We have one segment to go under the Friday Night Lights. We got to give an AA Automotive Player of the Night. We will do that in just a moment. We'll try to get a couple of more Victoria's head coaches on as well in our final segment. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Friday Night Lights, we are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Our season debut, our 19th year under the Friday Night Lights. We'll be here all season long, and we're glad you're with us. It's 1010XL, and it's 92.5 FM.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
Hey, Niall Lawrence Stample, national champion and owner of NLS Cleaning here, where we offer pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and paver sealing, plus window cleaning. Football season is back. Get 20% off your first service when you mention this ad through September 30th. Call 708-8802.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credits plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Garrett Scantling here, and once again, thanks to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. My torn hip labrum issue is resolved thanks to Dr. Doward, and Dr. Acevedo keeps my feet healthy too. Training and competing, that's what it's all about for me. And Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has me in top condition.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has been a legend on-road. They've branched out to their off-road division as well. Give us the latest on what you can find on the asphalt.
They've got some great new products. They've got the Scrambler 400s you can get into for a little less than you might think. It's a great price point bike, but still a Triumph.
So affordability is also part of the equation.
It is, and it looks good, and it rides good.
CyclesofJacksonville.com, or check them out on their Facebook page, the showroom ready and waiting for you on Atlantic near Regency at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Caliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Did you know that for every inch of rain on a 2,000 square foot roof, 1,500 gallons come off the eaves of the roof? Call Clearwater Seamless Gutters and Drainage, and we'll design a plan using our Clearwater Seamless Gutters, and we'll connect those gutters to a Clearwater drainage system to solve your erosion and standing water issues.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters. And drainage too.
SeamlessGuttersJacksonville.com.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
No more climbing ladders or tree shopping or untangling lights. Nope, Kuhn Flowers will take care of all of it for you this fall when you schedule their holiday home decorating team. This is Frank Frangie with 1010XL, and now's a good time to call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
Life happens every day, and sometimes it gets in the way. That's why 1010XL makes it easy to listen to your favorites. If you missed it, get it on demand
at 1010XL.com.
Channeled by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Friday Night Lights postgame, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. We got a couple of victorious head coaches coming up in one moment, but as we will do every week here under the Friday Night Lights, Denmark, give us the AA Automotive Player of the Night.
Yeah, it's going to be David Henro, the running back out of Stanton College Prep. He's number 1. He plays running back and corner. He's 5'10", $165. He had 4 touchdowns tonight. Good enough to be
touchdowns.
A player of the week. And good for Stanton. They start out 1-0, and hopefully they have some success this year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Congratulations to Coach B over there. Coach Bettinger got that job, I believe, on July the 10th.
Yeah, not that long
Very,
ago.
very late in the process, but he certainly got it all figured out very, very quickly. Let's go to a man that's back as a head coach under the Friday Night Lights. His name is Tom McPherson of Fleming Island. They are winners tonight, and Coach McPherson joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it. Been a while since I talked to you guys.
It has been, Coach. Welcome back. And look, a big win for you in your debut as the Fleming Island head coach. Some county bragging rights as well, and a big win over Clay. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way the kids performed tonight, and we had some situations come up where we needed to be physically and mentally tough, and we got out to a pretty good lead. Offense was doing some good things. Defense was solid. Clay had a really good game plan of how they were trying to slow the game down a little bit with some quarterback runs and some heavier sets, and we just couldn't finish on offense when we had a chance to finish and let them get back in it. And then defensively we started cramping up, and it's one of those deals where you're supposed to go through heat acclimation, but the wet ball never lets you get on the field. So how can I get acclimated to heat if you don't let me go outside?
Coach, what's the process been like since you've been named the head guy at Fleming Island?
It's an easier transition probably than the one you just talked about with the guy at Stanton. I had been here since March. So I've known Derek. We came over with something that we set up to do, and it happened a little bit quicker than we wanted it to happen, based on some situations that Derek just felt like, hey, man, I can't be there. I want to be there, but you're there every day. And, it's something that we had talked about, and it's one of the reasons I came over here in the first place. And it just worked out sooner than later, but nothing really changed, Derek. Derek's still calling defenses, and all the guys on defense, Coach Otero and Coach Moats and Coach Michaels, and they're all still there. And, Coach Sharp still calls plays, and Coach Yarbrough's calling, coaching the O-line, and Coach Britton and Coach Moore, Coach Arnett. So, all the guys I have on my staff, even the adjunct volunteer guys that I have on my staff that help me, nothing changed. I just took the role from Derek.
Coach, again, Tom McPherson of Fleming Island, as we begin to wrap up, you were a head coach for so many years, were successful at so many programs. Then you go become a very successful defensive coordinator for Bishop Kenny, and now you're back as the head man at Fleming Island. How excited are you to be a head coach again in the area?
Yeah, I really loved my time at Bishop Kenny. I thought we did some really good things. I really loved my time as a defensive coordinator. Back in head coach responsibilities and all the things that go on every day, you kind of forget how hard that stuff was and how easy I had it as a defensive coordinator. But, for me, the big thing is at some point I would like to, when I end my career as a head coach, I want it to be because I turned my keys in, not because somebody took the keys from me. So, last 2 head coaching jobs I had, they told me I wasn't good enough. And now it's my turn at a place where I think I can hopefully ride it out and keep doing all the great things that Fleming's done in the past. And when it's my time to hang them up, I want to turn my keys in.
Well, Coach, congratulations. A great way to start the year. Tom McPherson of Fleming Island, a victory tonight over Clay. Best of luck moving forward, Coach. We hope we're talking to you a lot this season.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything you do.
Tom McPherson of Fleming Island, winners tonight over Clay. Let's go to a team that I imagine a head coach that is very pleased. Lawrence Johnson of Ed White. They are big winners tonight over Trinity Christian. And Coach Johnson joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Coach, bragging rights. It was a big game. You guys and Trinity back and forth for a while. You certainly pull away there in the fourth quarter. How excited are you guys for the victory?
Well, we're ecstatic. It's great to get a win against those guys. They're probably one of the closest schools to us. So it's a lot of rivalry there, and they beat us last year. So our guys were fired up, and it was a game we felt like we should have taken care of last year. So we've been talking about finish, and they finished tonight.
Coach, it looked like I was kind of seeing the updates on Twitter. It seemed like it was close in the first half, and then in the second half you kind of broke away. What kind of changed in the second half for you?
Well, it seemed like our conditioning was starting to take over. We got a lot of big guys up front, and we got a lot of guys who really only have to play one way, and it felt like we were starting to wear them down. So in the first half, we were down 21-20, We got some big plays on both special teams and from the defense in the second half. And then once the ball just kind of starts rolling and going your way, then big plays start to happen, and guys just start making plays for us. Marion Laguerre, our fullback, had a great night tonight. Our quarterback, he played very well. He ran for 2 touchdowns. The defense, especially in the second half, was just lights out. They were getting after the quarterback, making plays on the football. So there's just a lot of good things that happened for us tonight at the right time.
Coach, final question. This is an attention grabber. When people see Ed White over Trinity in the fashion that it happened, do you think your program made a statement here on opening night?
I hope so, but we're taking it one game at a time. So we're 1-0. We got a bye week, and then we got to get ready for our next opponent. So our mantra is just going 1-0 each week, and we don't want to look past anybody. And our next big game is against Westside, another rivalry game, and it's a game that I know our guys will be excited for, and it's a game that's good for the Westside. So I know those guys will be fired up to get a shot to beat us as well. So we'll prepare and we'll get ready to play. But this week we'll celebrate. We can celebrate a little bit longer because we've got this bye, and then we'll start getting into the next game. What's next?
Lawrence Johnson of Ed White, winners tonight over Trinity Christian. Congratulations, Coach.
All right, thank you.
That is a really nice win, Denmark, for Ed White.
Yeah, they're only about 3 or 4 miles apart, and a lot of those kids have played, growing up against each other. And Ed White has been really close when they played Trinity the last couple of years, and they finally broke through this year. No surprise for me, Ed White. I know it's going to be a good team this year.
Fletcher, a winner tonight over Ribault. Seatric Faze and C4 joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. C4, how are you, pal?
Pretty good. About yourself? Thanks for having me.
Hey, congratulations on the win. What went right for you guys? Nice opening night victory over Ribault.
I'll say we started the game off with like an 80-yard kick return to set us up for a touchdown, and we had a total of five turnovers tonight, called 5 turnovers and 4 interceptions, and the UCF commit Elijah Keys had 3 of them.
Wow.
So he had a pretty good game. We jumped out 27-0 in the first half, but we let up a little bit in the second half. So,
Coach, what kind of team are we looking at this year?
I got a pretty good team. But one thing we got to work on is finish. This is the most depth I ever had as a head coach. I could lose a guy, and the next guy to replacing that guy could also be a starter. So I got more depth than I ever had, and this team is together. They have a strong bond and a brotherhood. So I think this team could go as far as they want to go, as long as they show up on Friday nights and play football. They practice hard, so if they bring what they learn in practice into the game, I believe we are a playoff team.
Coach, you guys lost a lot of seniors last year, if memory serves, and then even the year before that, there was a bunch as well. Is it a younger football team this year for you guys?
Actually, last year wasn't bad. Last year we only lost like 13 seniors. The year before I lost 38.
Yeah.
So right now I have like 23 seniors, and I actually got like 40 juniors. So we're junior heavy, and the good thing about this team is they all played last year. Like my quarterback was a freshman starter last year. He's a sophomore. He threw for 1,700 as a freshman. He's back. My running back was a sophomore. He's a junior. So I got a good mixture, and I got the right mixture, I'll say. So when we lose the guys like DeAndre Smith, who's committed to Iowa, who also had a big touchdown tonight, when we lose guys like that, and Josh Jones, who committed to Tennessee State, the next group we're going to be pretty good, because those guys are molding them, and those guys are doing a good job on mimicking them. So I think we got an amazing team this year, especially with my D-line play and our big O-line we have.
All right, Coach, final question. How excited are you for your alma mater kicking things off a week from tomorrow?
I'm super excited. I was there last week for alumni reunion for the football players and got a chance to watch them scrimmage. And, man, we ain't looked like this in a long time. And I'm not just talking about the starters, but also with the depth. We got guys that probably could have be at any other school in the nation and be starting right now. So, and I can see that bond is there, man. I'm excited to see the Gators this year, and I think this year is definitely going to be a playoff year for us.
Well, Coach, best of luck moving forward. I have no doubt we'll be talking to you a lot here under the Friday Night Lights. Thank you, pal.
Thank you for having me.
C4, Seatric Faison, nice win for Fletcher. Final head coach of the evening. We went fast. We went furious. We're signing off here in about 5 minutes or so, but in right under the wire, maybe one of the biggest wins in the area. Out in St. Johns County, Nice over Ponte Vedra. Colin Drafts, the head coach of Nice, joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having me. Glad I made it right in the nick of time.
Yeah, we certainly thank you for joining us. Look, that first half for performance, I was at the Channel 4 studio. You and Ponte Vedra were their game of the week, and we're watching that. You guys were dominant in the first half, and I know there'll be some coaching points in the second half. Certainly, Ponte Vedra, a proud program, made a little bit of a run. But man alive, that first 2 quarters, Coach, could you guys have played any better?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great start. I mean, exactly what we wanted. We came. I mean, we talked about it all week, right? We wanted to start fast. We were not pleased with our kickoff classic last week, the way we started the game versus Trinity Christian. We felt like we had a good plan, and our players just went out and executed. And that's all you can ask for as a coach. So definitely pleased. Anytime you could be up 31-7, at halftime against anybody, much less against your rivals on the road, it's a good start to the year.
You had one of the best teams in the state a year ago, and you fell short to Oakleaf in the second round. Compare the team you have now as compared to a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. We lost a lot, especially on offense, but, we have a veteran group on defense. I don't know if many people realize how many guys we really had back, and then we had a couple newcomers as well, which are good pieces for us. So defense has a ton of potential. They showed that, obviously, in the first half, holding Ponte Vedra to 7 points. Now, second half wasn't clean, too many penalties. They got rolling in the pass game, did a really good job with their halftime adjustments. So, like you said, definitely a lot of coaching points there that we can clean up on. And then the offense was the big question mark, right? I mean, you had Nate Harry graduated, our quarterback. You had Maddox Spencer, who had, 3,500 receiving yards in 3 years. He's gone. Tyler Gazinafari was our receiver/kicker. KJ Perry, our running back. So, I mean, from a skill position standpoint, outside of Braden Felder being back and Vernon Stevens, who only played limited time last year, everybody was brand new. So just to see them, and not to mention, our quarterback's a sophomore and his first start was on the road at PV. That's not the easiest thing to do. So, ton of potential there, and then for them to click that early on, man, I was excited. It was a lot of fun to call those plays and watch that in action. So,
Coach, we got to get out of here in about 60 seconds, a little over. Creekside, Lincoln, Fletcher, St. Augustine, Buchholz, Bartram Trail, Atlantic Coast, Decoy Creek, Beachside.
Good luck to you, Coach.
That's a crazy schedule, but that's what you guys do in Nice. That's the standard. I know you enjoy that schedule.
Absolutely. Same schedule we had last year outside of one of the Central Florida teams dropped us, and we picked up Lincoln, which is another quality opponent. So we want to play the best teams that we can, and it's week to week, man. We've got to work that out for us. So, but we're excited to be 1-0. We've got plenty of time to worry about who we're going to play. You guys enjoy the weekend. We're going to enjoy this one and come back to work on Monday morning.
Congratulations, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me as always.
Colin Drafts of Nice. Well, that'll just about do it. That'll wrap up week 1 of the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Denmark enjoyed it, man.
It is. I'm glad the games got underway and the weather held off for most teams. Week 1's in the books.
E.T., you are the man. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me, fellas.
And Grace, and they're making it happen. Grace was a star at the HFL draft last night. She's coming in to help under the Friday Night Lights. It's a team effort here on 1010XL. Have an absolutely terrific weekend. Jaguars Dolphins, 7 o'clock tomorrow. Pre-game coverage right here at 4 o'clock on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. Good night, Jacksonville.
Get an inside look at football's greatest position with Denny